The lights of the studio glowed warm and inviting, pastel backdrops and oversized mugs placed neatly on the coffee table as cameras panned across the applauding audience. Jenna Bush Hager, beaming with practiced brightness, leaned forward in her chair and said into the camera, "We are so excited this morning because joining us is a woman who needs no introduction. She's a Grammy-winning artist, a country icon, and one of the strongest female voices in music today. Please welcome Carrie Underwood." Carrie emerged from the wings with her easy smile, her blonde hair cascading in perfect waves, a black dress that shimmered just enough to catch the lights. The crowd roared with cheers, many rising to their feet, and she waved gracefully. Yet beneath the smile, there was a tightness in her eyes, as though she carried something unsaid with her. She sat on the couch across from Jenna and her panel of co-hosts, adjusting the hem of her dress, her posture poised. Jenna's warmth flowed toward her guest. "Carrie, we are so thrilled to have you. The new album is already topping charts, congratulations. How does it feel to be back on top?" Carrie gave a polite smile. "Thank you, Jenna. It feels good, of course. I pour my heart into every record. But, it's been exhausting. You give all of yourself and sometimes, it takes a lot out of you." Her voice was even, but there was a faint edge of weariness that only the most attentive could hear. Before Jenna could respond, Layla, the youngest of the co-hosts, hired for her sharp takes and pop culture bite, leaned in. "Exhausting, sure. But don't you think some of that comes from playing it safe? I mean, a lot of people say country music has moved on, and your stuff, well," she smiled like it was a joke, "feels a little stuck in the past." The audience let out a low, collective gasp. Jenna's smile flickered nervously. Carrie's lips pressed into a line before she answered. "I think staying true to who you are isn't stuck. It's called authenticity." Her gaze held steady, her words measured. "Oh, Layla loves to stir the pot," Jenna cut in quickly, laughing, trying to smooth things over. "Carrie, you're a legend. Everyone knows that." Carrie's eyes didn't leave Layla. She tilted her chin slightly. "A legend doesn't need to chase trends." The room's air shifted. Marcus, another co-host, jumped in, desperate to redirect. "Carrie, you've balanced motherhood, touring, and fitness like no one else. How do you keep it together? What's your secret?" Carrie's smile returned, but it didn't reach her eyes. "By not listening to people who want to tear me down for entertainment." The words hung there like a blade, her glance cutting briefly back to Layla. The audience clapped, their loyalty shifting toward her. Jenna's fingers tightened around her mug, and the cameras caught the faintest unease on her face. But Layla wasn't finished. Her voice sharpened as she leaned forward, elbows on knees. "Okay, but be honest. You talk about authenticity, yet critics say your image is too perfect. Like it's curated, more brand than person. Do you ever let people see the real Carrie?" The smile slid from Carrie's face. Her eyes narrowed, and she leaned toward the younger woman, her tone low and deliberate. "The real Carrie doesn't owe anyone a breakdown to prove she's human. My music is my truth. If that's not enough for you, that says more about you than me." The air grew heavy. The audience murmured, shifting uncomfortably. Jenna, panic rising in her voice, tried to steer the moment back. "Let's keep this light, let's keep this fun. Carrie, your workout routine has gone viral, people are loving it." But Layla pushed through again, almost triumphant. "Some fans even say you've lost touch with everyday women. Too polished, too controlled. Like you're always selling something, instead of just living." Carrie's jaw clenched. She didn't blink. "And some hosts forget that behind every headline is a real woman sitting right here, with a heartbeat and a family, not a punching bag for cheap soundbites." The audience erupted into clapping, louder this time, shouts of, "That's right," echoing through the room. Jenna's frozen smile cracked for just a second as she fought to keep the show on track. Marcus muttered under his breath, forgetting his microphone was still on, "Oh boy." The audience laughed nervously at the slip. "Okay," Jenna said, her voice rising in forced cheer. "Okay, let's reset. Let's play a fun game, rapid-fire questions with Carrie Underwood." Carrie leaned back, crossing her arms over her dress, her expression cool and unyielding. "I didn't come here for games, Jenna. I came here to talk about my work. If my work isn't respected here, maybe I shouldn't be here." Layla smirked, tilting her head. "Touchy much." The sound of Carrie's chair scraping back across the floor was loud enough to silence the entire room. She rose to her full height, the strength in her presence unmistakable. "No," she said firmly, her voice echoing in the studio. "Just tired of disrespect disguised as journalism." The audience gasped. Jenna half stood, reaching out in panic. "Carrie, wait, please." But Carrie turned to the audience instead, ignoring the panel. Her voice carried a quiet fire. "Ladies, never let anyone tell you you're not enough just because you don't fit their little box. Don't let them tear you down." The audience exploded into applause, many rising to their feet, the energy alive now with fierce support. Women shouted her name, clapping over the desperate scramble of producers at the edges of the set. Jenna tried once more, pleading, "Carrie, please, let's finish on a positive note." Carrie turned her head, her microphone still live. "Positive. Respect is positive. Demeaning someone isn't. I don't play that game." With that, she turned on her heel, striding across the studio with her heels striking the polished floor like gunfire. She didn't look back, didn't falter, not even as handlers rushed toward her in the wings, whispering frantically for her to return. The camera caught Jenna frozen in her chair, her eyes darting, caught between shock and desperation, while Layla sat blinking, finally aware of the backlash brewing in the angry stares around her. The audience began to boo, some even shouting at Layla, their loyalty firmly with Carrie. The producers cut clumsily to commercial, theme music blaring as the screen faded, but in the background, Carrie could still be seen, moving briskly down the hallway. A microphone picked up her final words, low but sharp, unforgettable. "Never confuse kindness with weakness." The feed went black,